Hello and welcome everybody to another evening of racing here with Palmetto Racing League as the StreetStock Series takes on Martinsville tonight in an 110 lap battle. Should be another interesting race as we hop back into some short track action here. Got a couple of us talking in the chat amongst one another here. Brent, always good hearing from you in the chat. Braden, you as well. HHR Racing, good to have you as well. Hope y'all are ready for another action-filled night. As we set to get this one underway, these guys getting some practice laps in real quick. We'll go ahead and kick off the show here by throwing up our track info real quick. Getting a head start on all that stuff while these guys are throwing down some practice laps here. Just under a half mile here at Martinsville. Not a lot of room for error here. Can also be a not so forgiving track. Really, it just depends on the drivers and how everybody's running together out there.
Y'all got a copy for race control.
It'd be interesting to see how this one plays out.
No, I can't hear you.
I guess it could be worse.
Copy.
Could be like the officials for Class D currently this week running ARCA. They're doing
Cool, appreciate it, guys.
Sonoma Oval, 0.18. Talk about a short track. I don't even see how anybody can make any headway there. Honestly, it's amazing. But anywho, tonight's race is brought to you by VB Racing. We, as always, we shout out those guys for helping us pull this thing off and making all of this stuff possible. We're about to be wrapping up practice here. In about 15 seconds, the session will be getting us ready to go. Couple of our returning drivers here. Before we get too invested in this thing too, let's also go ahead and take a look at current point standings before this race. Kyle Simmons in the lead there with 136 points as practice just concluded here, so we'll get qualifying on the way. Zachary Audit there in that 40 machine. I think our point system got a little confused there. Tried to disappear off the screen as it changed sessions. Apologize for that. Zachary Audit in that 40 machine holding down 130 points. Brent Thompson right behind him there with a just 1 point less. Ricky in the 11 machine with 127 points. Christian Shriver with 115. That's our top five. Playoffs. Let's go ahead and start talking about playoffs a little bit because, as I mentioned last broadcast, next week will be an off week for these guys. They will not have a race, so be a chance for them to kind of get their wits about them and rest up a little bit before coming back and jumping straight into Rockingham. Playoffs, 20-week season, so it's broken up into 5 races. So every 5 races, these guys will get a week off. So we will start our next series of 5 after we come back from the break next week. And at the conclusion of that, we will be halfway to our playoff. We've got 18 showing on the leaderboard here. However, only 12 will advance to the first round of the playoffs. So basically what you're looking at right now currently, if we were to start the playoffs next week, those top 12 would be your runners in the playoffs. We'll go from a round of 12. It'd be 3 races. At the conclusion of the 3 races, the top 8 in points will advance to the round of 8. And then again with another set of 3 races in that round of 8, those 8 drivers will battle it out, and the top 4 in points will move on to the final bracket for the championship round. compete in 3 more races, 2 ovals, and 1 road course. And the winner from that series of races will be...
I was hoping to be up there fighting with you, Zach, with the twos, and then jump the curb, so probably couldn't have got a 2.61 though. That's fast. Your 1 was fast in practice.
The leader in points from that
Yeah, I will.
Championship 4 will move on to be declared the
I probably could have ran another 1, but
season
it was good
champion
enough, I guess.
for Street Stock Series' first
Well, nah.
season.
When I was practicing by myself earlier, I went down to a 2.90, and I'm like, okay, that's not bad. Then I did it, and I see you pop up with a 1. I'm like, you drafting or
So
something?
let's
I went
take
back and
those
looked.
down. We've got our tower up here. Go ahead and get our map
It's a
up.
very technical track. I love it. I love it anything that I race here still.
Seems we're having another issue with our points there.
There's a lot of speed when you roll off the brake and like roll through the corner. You don't really make speed on throttle here.
And that points bracket up there is really just going to do its best to be a little bit annoying tonight, I see. It does not want to disappear. We'll see what happens. That should go away momentarily here.
Anyone else watching the clash while trying to do this?
Me. Oh yeah.
I got my phone propped up to the right trying to watch and do this, so if I run into you, I'm sorry, it was the clash's fault.
So I need triples.
I don't believe we have anybody currently on the track. I think everyone has gotten their 2 laps in. We have just under a minute left to go.
Alright, they're about to go green. Who's everyone's pick real quick?
Hamlin.
I don't think Hamlin's in the right headspace. I think it's either going to be like a Byron or maybe a Blaney or Logano.
Couple of drivers conversing there. Y'all, I apologize
Yeah, Mike
again
said-
for the points there. I don't
Yeah, well, they should ran the LA Coliseum.
don't understand what that's
we can
all
finish
about,
like
but
a
I
cup
think
car.
that it had something to do with the session refreshing. Hopefully that comes off the screen though. It does not look like it is going to. We'll get our grid up and see if that does anything, and it will not. Bear with us just a moment here. Let me see if I can get this worked out. Y'all hang tight. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to put us on a quick screen real quick, and we will be right back shortly. Let's check back in real quick with the live view. I think we may have gotten it fixed here. Yeah, it looks much better as we are getting drivers gridded up now. Looks like we may have to do a quick refresh here for a second. My apologies again. Bear with us one moment here. All right, there we are. I believe we got it worked out now this time. We'll go ahead and get that info down there. And let's see here. Looks like we are all gridded up for the start of this one. Let's go ahead and send that tower into full grid mode there. As we see Zachary auditing that 40 machine, starting us off tonight. Pay no mind to the lap 2 of 113 up there. Usually does that until the start off happens. Sometimes it likes to include the grid up laps there, so pay no mind to that as we get ready to go for some green flag racing here. And they are off. As we see the 40 there trying to establish the lead early on. Justin Harrison, the 7, we haven't seen him in a couple of races. Trying to close that gap between he and 40 there. Establishing the gap early on in this one. And we have our first caution of the night already.
I'll take the ERL for that one.
Looks like that is going to be an incident there with Braden Drury and the 24 of Mark Chapman. And a little bit of a spin out there. Nothing too terrible though. It's kind of, you almost kind of expect it on these short tracks. I mean, we see it time and time again, and I pay no mind to the tower there. This is still that first caution.
10-4, copy. 981 at EOL.
The 981 there of Braden Drury, one of our youngest members in the league. Getting out here racing with these guys. Leaderboard changing up quite a bit there. A couple of members dropping down to the bottom, but we are back in order now, how we should be. Again, this is race 5 of the 20-week season here. this Street Stock series. So just a quarter of the way done with the season already. It does not seem like it has been that long. Still feels like yesterday we were doing recruitment races and even the preseason races, but here we are rounding out race 5. Before you know it, we'll be really talking about playoff contention here and who our key players will be in that sense. Kind of curious to see how that field starts rounding up. Definitely be interesting to see who makes it into the cut there and survives all the way down to the round of 4. Again, the playoff format, each bracket, round of 12, round of 8, round of 4, each one will consist of 3 races. That'll be really testing these guys and how well-rounded they are.
As long as I'm in the box, right, Josh?
With two oval tracks and one
sir.
road course in each bracket. We will see a couple of road courses toward the end of the regular season, so kind of give these guys a chance to really get their feet wet, so to speak. 14 of Chris Shriver there in that second place position right behind Audit in the 40 machine. See if we can't get us some green flag racing going on. And, you know, as normal, tire wear is a big thing here. Short tracks, it usually is. So we check out the bumper cam there of the 14 machine of Christian Shriver. Oh, and the 45 of Brent spins out there. Looked like a couple of incidents happened back there.
Yeah, I let off for you so you could save that, and then they just ran in the back of me, so I don't know who would be in the EOL for that.
See what happened towards the back here. Looks like we had a little bit of an incident there between, let's see, 3 cars it looks like are going to get tangled up in this one. The 11 of Ricky, 25 of Stephen Gall, and the 45 of Brent Thompson there. Dustin Spates in the 13 getting tied up in that. Andrew Ziegler in the 12. I don't think Braden saw any blowback from that one.
Yeah, I let off for you so you could save that, and then they just ran in the back of me, so I don't know who would be in the EOL for that.
Obviously, our tower here has
Yeah,
not
that one's gonna be ruled as a racing incident.
has not caught up to speed here. We are under caution. There it is. Now it's accurately reflecting. Took it a little minute. Think it got a little confused as well with some of this short track action. Little bit of change up in the front there, as we see Justin Harris in the 7 machine gaining some position there. Now currently in second with Shriver right behind him in the 14. Yeah, Brent, that was definitely a bump there for sure. I don't think it helped that the 11 was right there behind him, had nowhere to go, so kind of helped push him forward too. So several different things there playing a factor for sure. I know our tower there says third caution. This is not the third caution. It is the second caution of the evening. I do feel that it will be the second of many. As we get ready to get this thing back to some green flag racing, I do believe the lights on the pace car are still on, so maybe one more time. They are off now, so we are 1 lap to green here. Next time around, they will be going back at it, and hopefully we can get some green flag racing out of this one, at least for a little bit. We do have a halfway stage here at the completion of lap 55, so and we will be green this time around. As soon as they get in the restart zone there, and they are off. Chris Shriver in that 14 machine taking his place back up in second there. A little bit of damage there to the front end of that 12 machine of Andrew Ziegler early on. Don't believe it's enough to really affect anything. Would be a bit more concerned if this was more of a draft track, but considering it's Martinsville, I think he'll be all right for now. Throw up the battle box there. Take you up front where the action's going down. Lots of coverage coming to you this weekend from the league. We've got an interesting event coming up this weekend on Saturday. We have a separate session of qualifying for the Truck Series as they head out to Daytona. Should be an interesting time. All drivers will qualify, get 2 laps of qualifying in, starting at 2 p.m. on Saturday. And then from there, all drivers will be split into 2 grids for 2 separate dual races. A short little 25 lapper. Should be room in there for 1 green flag pit stop. And finishing order from those dual races will determine grid order for the main feature the following weekend for a 50 lapper at Daytona. Drivers in Duel 1 will be odd numbers, be your inside line. Drivers in Duel 2 will equal out to the outside line grid, all based on finishing order. As we move into the 25th lap of this race here tonight. Sounds like a couple of the drivers were getting a little agitated out on the track there.
Brent, you just disappeared for a good couple seconds and reappeared. And
See the rotors of that 14 machine of Chris Shriver there glowing red from all the heat. A lot of throttle and braking going on here. I tell you what, man, we got to do something about that camera guy. We might need to fire him, find a new one or something, because it seems like every race he he gets fixated on one car and he doesn't want to move to anyone else. I don't understand what that's all about. Looks like he's doing a much better job of it now as we roll along from the nose camera of the 13 of Dustin Spates, currently in 7th position here. .25 machine of Stephen Gall there, 6th position. Looks like him and Dustin Spates having a little bit of a battle there as Dustin tries to gain some position on him.
You willing to run over the curb for a position that you want to complain about me?
Hey, let's keep comms clear. I've already established once we don't need no arguing over comms. Keep it clear.
Race control trying to keep these guys in check with the in-car comms there. It's definitely the last thing you want to hear during our broadcast is people arguing.
Josh, who was just talking? I wasn't able to hear anything.
Over on-track incidents. Guys have done a pretty good job with that as of late.
981.
Like to
Brewery.
keep that going. As we roll into lap 32 already of 113 here. I believe our system here might know something that we don't. This is supposed to be a 110 lap race. Not sure what that's about, but we're going to roll with it. I don't think anyone's going to fuss about 3 extra laps during a race. Or maybe they will. Time will tell, right? To all of the viewers joining us tonight, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content. We've got weekly stuff rolling out every week. Although these guys will not be racing next week, we will have the main feature race at Daytona next weekend. 50 laps in the trucks, 50% fuel cap, 2 additional sets of tires. So we drop back towards the end of our pack here, kind of let these guys back here get some camera time as well. As the 11 gets into the 981 of Braden Drury there a little bit, checking up on the wall. think the cameraman got the hint there,
Wrecking on the back.
but it looks like
Ain't
he
no
was
way you're serious, bro.
still going a little camera crazy there, and it's like another incident here from the 11 machine and the 981 of Braden Drury here. And the 11 gets into the 981, spinning him out into the wall there.
Wrecking on the back.
Ain't no way you're serious, bro.
Don't know if that's going to be enough to trigger a caution there. We'll see. Was towards the back of it, so. Yep, and there's our caution, third caution of the night tonight. Not much further to go for the halfway point here. See if these drivers can keep it together just a little bit longer. The number 40 of Zachary Audit still in first place up there with Chris Shriver right behind him in that 14 machine. Seems like these two have been pretty constant in their positions so far tonight. Audit in that 40 machine coming off of a win last weekend. Couple of wins under his belt already. Couple of these guys, Brent Thompson there, going to go ahead and head on in the pits for quick top off. Looks like several drivers, all but two maybe. Maybe making the choice this go round to stay out. The rest are coming in.
Josh, what's the stage caution lap? What was that, Chris? I'm sorry. What's the stage caution lap? Completion of 55. That's for.
I've heard some buzz on the interwebs as of late talking about this new update from
So what's the ruling on the incident?
iRacing.
That cause of caution is going to be ruled a racing incident. No EOL.
As we get set to go back green here, a little bit of change up in the pit stop strategy, changes up the grid just a bit. Audit now dropping back to fourth, with Shriver in first place as we get back to some green flag racing here. This time around, and they are off. Shriver in that 14 machine holding down the lead currently. As Zachary Audit in the 40 there tries to make an advance on him. Shriver keeping the gap steady though. Look like the 7 of Justin Harris getting a little sideways there into the turn. But the 25 right on his inside. It looks like we've got a spin out there by the 45 of Brent Thompson. Entering the turn here. Not sure what happened. We kind of missed it with the nose camera. It looks like he just got a little loose there. Same thing with the 7. 7 had a little bit of traction brake free.
Woohoo, lucky dog.
Safeguards in the backstretch, slow down off 2.
We are back under caution again for the 5th time this evening.
Thank you.
All I can say is sorry there, Andrew.
Yeah, what happened there?
Not paying attention.
Woohoo.
I was gonna say, I didn't think I came up into the 7. I never got any contacts or anything.
No, different thing. I ran into Andrew under caution.
Dustin, I'm gonna have to give you an EOL for that one, but incidents under caution are EOLs.
So the 13 of Spates there getting a EOL. Running into the back of another.
I had 5 seconds of damage, and I accidentally used my fast repair.
Running into the back of another driver under caution.
Hopefully you don't need that insert repair.
Typically not something you normally see during a human session. That's more something that you would expect during AI. If you've ran any.
The incident with the 45 involved a self-spin out and the number 7 hitting the wall. No other cars were involved. No EOL this go around. We ruled a racing incident.
Dude, go. Telling you to go in front of me.
Anyone that's raced with the AI before, you know it gets a little tricky with them out there. They will check up on you in a heartbeat and brake check you.
5 more laps to the stage, guys. 5 more laps.
I have rammed slap into the back of way too many AI during AI races for that same reason. And they also don't follow the same rules that everyone else has to during races either. I've noticed that as well. Them guys they'll jump a restart early and never catch a black flag for it.
Is that the stage break?
Safe car is off the turn to, no, excuse me, the back stretch into turn 3.
So another caution here. Trying to check to see what happened there.
Josh, is it going to go to the stage caution? It's on lap 55 right after this next lap. Negative, this will be the stage.
Maybe extended a lap.
Race,
Mine is one sitting.
Race control sounding like they got their hands full tonight with all the incidents going on there. Does get to be a little frustrating at times. Again, the tower there is showing one caution ahead. What it actually is, this is the 6th caution of the night, not the 7th. We do want to make sure we let everybody know too. There are some changes about going on in the league currently. I have been made aware that the broadcast dates and times for this series may change from Thursday night to Wednesday night at an earlier time. So we will keep you posted here on the channel as we get more on that, but we have heard that may be a possibility, looking like Wednesdays at 6. We'll
That
know.
incident and cause for caution is going to be further reviewed after the race. Too close to tell during the race. Keep us green flag. It'll be reviewed.
Again, as I find out more, I will keep everyone updated. I'm sure the league will probably post about it on their Facebook. So normally we do our best to try and keep these races scheduled ahead of time on the YouTube channel. So be looking for that one next week. It may change to Wednesday at 6. Not 100% certain yet, but that update will reflect there. If you happen to look at the scheduled streams next week and see that it's still Thursday, then it might not have stuck, but I just wanted to make everybody aware of that. We'll do our best to get the info out to everyone as soon as we know. As we circle around this time to go green flag racing one more time, that will wrap up our stage as well. So no stage caution. That was the stage. And they are back green flag racing with Zachary Audit and that 40 machine back out front again. Brent Thompson and Dustin Spates kind of having
Dustin, I don't know if you know, but you can do
little
like
bit
2
of a
miles
battle
an hour
there
over that speed limit to stay
for
even.
second place. Kyle Simmons in that 74 right there behind him. Most of the drivers going single file here in this turn now. I imagine a couple of these guys have probably already used up fast repairs, so at this point in the race, any cautions that happen, most of these guys will wind up having to take repairs in the pits and actually wait for them. As we've talked about it several times in previous broadcasts, they get one fast repair that allows them to go into the pits and take an instant repair so they can get back out and not run the risk of getting a lap down or losing too much in position. After that fast repair is used up, they will have to wait the full amount of time depending on the amount of damage they sustain before they can get back out on the track. And God forbid they end up with a meatball flag, their race is over for the night. There's no way to come back from that without a fast repair. So a couple of difference makers for several of these guys out here, as I'm sure some of them have already used it.
At 74, 100%.
The 74 there, getting into the 13 of Dustin Spates. Let's take a look at that one more time. Oh, yeah, right. Little nudge right there in the quarter panel. 14 of Shriver. Just did miss that one. So
Appreciate you owning that one, 74.
that will put us on a 8th caution of the evening. as our cameraman is currently stuck on the 14 of Chris Shriver again. I would say that he is probably the cameraman's favorite. Look at him. He's going to change views now because I'm talking about him. As he focuses in on old Brent Grandpa Thompson there of the 45. Zachary Audit still currently holding down that first place position. Grandpa's hot on his heels, not only on the grid, but in points as well. Really, really close to trying to overtake that position there.
Hey, Josh.
Stephen Gall there in the 25, currently in 4th. Justin Harrison 5th. Andrew Ziegler's made his way up to 6th place there. Ricky in the 11 up in 7th. A little bit of a change up in the grid. Not by much, though. Let's see what happens here as the lights are off on the pace car. He is coming off the track, so this time around we will get back to some green flag racing, and hopefully we can stay green flag for a little bit. And they are off. Ricky getting into the
That
back.
was a pretty good bump there, Justin. Go get him.
Oh, and the 11 of Ricky there sideways. Let's take a look at that one more time, see what happened there. Looks like it'll be another incident, possibly with the 981 and the 11. Yeah, the 981 got into the side of the 11 there a little bit. Looks like for the most part, the rest of these guys were unscathed from that one. As we hit our 9th caution of the evening. Eighth if you don't count the stage.
You
Most
gotta pass me, weapon.
most
I mean, Braden.
He's wrecking me under caution. He's wrecking me under caution.
You and I both slammed the wall, Brent. Pretty good.
He's trying to wreck me under caution. Bro,
couple of drivers having some issues on the tracks out there.
wow. After all I did was give him a little nudge back after he drove through me 4 times. Yeah, I'm getting that guy banned. Keeps me out of fun.
All right, guys, let's get down to it. Have some green flag racing here.
I am with
the
race
caution's
control
gonna
on
beat
that.
I want to watch the end of it.
Definitely would race control on that one. This race has had too many cautions. I figured it would be quite a bit with it being Martinsville, but nine cautions would still roughly 40 laps to go. That's up there. Guess it could be worse though. This is kind of starting to look like the race at Bowman yesterday. For those of you that may have tuned into that, I won't give away any spoilers. I know some folks aren't able to watch it until later. I was one of those. I had to watch the replay today. An interesting race to say the least. As we get set to go back green here this time around, with the 40 machine of Audit leading us again. Shriver in that second place position there. Justin Harris right on his tail. Coming into the turn. Little bit of a gap now between Harris and Audit. Shriver keeping his distance a little bit there. I think he, the 12 of Andrew Ziegler and the 45 of Brent Thompson there. I don't think that triggered a caution. Looks like we may stay green flag for this one. Let's hop back up front where the action's going down now with Justin Harris, the 7 machine, trying to close that gap on the 40 of Zachary Audit. Halfway through lap 75 here now, going into 76. Nice comfortable gap there between the 7 of Justin Harris and the 40 of Audit. Shriver closing in on Harris there, trying to keep that gap as small as possible. .25 of Stephen Gall back there in that 4th place position. Shriver and Justin Harris swapping positions here now, back and forth. Oh, a little bit of contact between the two. Not enough to cause any issues, but a little close for comfort. Oh, a little wall contact there with Chris Shriver. Back there in the turn. Audit keeping that gap nice and distant. Some sparks flying off the car there. Those rotors are glowing hot from all that braking. Halfway into lap 79 now, going into 80 as we round the turn this time with the 40 machine of Audit. Shriver going in on the inside of Harris here. Not quite. Yep, he's got it there. Sliding back up into that 2nd place position. As Harris gathers himself up there. Not letting Shriver get too far away from him. Meanwhile, Audit is still cruising up there with a nice lead. Looked like Brent Thompson and the 12 of Andrew Ziegler both trying to catch back up to the pack here. Will it be enough though before Zachary Audit and that 40 machine catches up to him. Can't really tell what the gap is there. Surprisingly, no one has gone a lap down in this one yet. $30 laps to go now. Definitely had some good green flag laps here. I don't know that it'll be enough to see any green flag pit stops. These guys may have enough to stretch it to the end of the race, possibly. We'll definitely have to see how things go here. If it stays green, if we hit another caution, obviously, I assume most of these guys would probably head to the pits and top off, depending on what their fuel looks like currently. Hard to tell when I'm not out there on the track. I don't really have a way to look and see or pull up that information to give you. So we'll have to kind of wait and see what happens here now as we roll up almost to the 26 laps to go point. This one is almost in the books. Shriver still holding down that second position comfortably. About a 2-second gap between himself and Audit, and just over a 2.8 second gap between he and Justin Harris there, the 7 machine. A little bit of wall contact there. Held on to it nicely though. Extending that gap there about 3 seconds between Justin Harris and Shriver. Stephen Gall closing in on Justin Harris. My apologies, I was reading that wrong. That is a 3-second gap between Harris and the leader, the 40 machine of Zachary Audit. And all the way toward the back in 8th position, Andrew Ziegler with a 14-second gap from the leader. As both that 14 and number 7 are both trying to gain a little bit there, trying to get closer to Zachary Audit in that 40 machine. $20 to go this time around. Stephen Gall hanging in there, keeping things close. About a 3-second gap between Shriver and Audit. Harris getting a little loose back there. Able to hang on to it though. Just 17 to go now. Fixing to be 16 here this time around. Looks like these guys are steady gaining according to the track map there. Steady gaining on the lap traffic. Just a matter of time before the 40 catches up to the 45. Puts them a lap down. Everybody kind of spaced out on the track now. Be interesting to see how this one unfolds. 14 laps to go now. As we get ready to close this one out under the lights in Martinsville. And just a reminder, as I mentioned earlier, next week is an off week for these guys, so if you hop on the channel and look for the scheduled stream, don't see it. That's why these guys do not have a race next week. It is a scheduled off week for them. They will get one of those every 5 races. After that off week is over, they will return, and we will be bringing you the action from Rockingham. Will be the next race these guys compete in. That should be an interesting one too. Still a little bit better than short tracks like these, but still is going to be one. We ran Rockingham in the preseason race. If any of you were with us for that one, and it was pretty interesting. I think we still had a decent number of cautions, but it wasn't anything that wasn't manageable. Still wound up being pretty good and pretty interesting. Hard fought battles. Maybe a little different this go round with it being a regular season race. Everybody's out here points racing, trying to climb that leaderboard and definitely stay above that 12-person cutoff. Having a playoff chance and a chance at the championship there with 9 laps to go this time around. Almost ready to conclude this one as the 25 of Stephen Gall got a little sideways there, a little rear contact made with the wall, nothing serious. Christian Shriver there in the 14 getting a little sideways. These guys are gaining on that lap traffic. Looks like the 40 of Audit is almost caught up with the 45 of Brent Thompson there. Brent and Andrew got a little behind with that last spin out incident those two were involved in. That really put them behind there, as we see the 40 on the track map slowly gaining on that 45. And Christian Shriver got a little loose there in the turn before eating the wall.
Well, there's a good race going.
No.
I didn't get into you there, Christian, did I? No, I got silly off the corner, and I didn't realize how bad my rear end was, so if I gotta take the ELL for that one, that's perfectly fine. I gotta go in and get damage fixed anyway.
Stand for. Appreciate you calling that one, sir.
So the 14 of Chris Shriver owning that EOL there
And we
is,
meet again, Josh. Or Justin.
as
Oh,
he
God,
was
sorry, Justin.
as he was the cause for caution there with that self spin out.
Trying to turn this thing.
Looked like Stephen Gull in the 25 also took some damage from that as well when the 14 of Shriver spun out and hit the wall. Stephen Gull kind of clipped him in the rear of the car there. Hopefully for his sake he had a fast repair still. He's still sitting in pit, so let's take a...
Not gonna lie, my arms were starting to hurt there. This direct drive wheel was kicking my butt.
Let's take a look in pit lane here. Don't believe that view is going to do us any justice. Nope. It looks like Stephen Gall is making his way out of the pits now. Just before going a lap down, boy, he just did make that one.
All right, gents, it's going to be a shootout.
Just did make it out before going a lap down.
So am I at the back, or is it 14, or says catch up to the 14, stay behind them?
I should be at the very back of you there once you catch up to me.
Steven doing what he can there to catch up to the pack. I do believe they will be back to green flag. This will be a quick 3 additional laps here to determine the winner, because technically the race was already supposed to be over after this one.
Give me a black flag for passing the 14er.
If it does, I'll take care of it.
40 of Zach Audit there trying to go ahead and establish that lead early on as the 7 of Justin Harris gets right into his rear there a little bit. Oh no. Another incident there.
Pick you outside, we'll race it out. Don't move me, please.
Let's see what happened on that one. Looked like the 74 and the 45 got into each other a little bit there. Let's go back and one more time, but from a different view here. Trying to find the one we're looking for. There it is. Oh, yep. 45 got into the quarter panel there of the 74.
Pick you outside, we'll race it out. Don't move me, please.
Oh, and the 7 gets in.
Man.
And that was the race finish. Let's look at that one more time. Let's do a cockpit view here.
Pick you outside, we'll race it out. Don't move me, please. Man.
Let's check that one more time in slow-mo. The 7 never went right. He stayed turning. He just had a little bit of pressure on the, looked like he was grilled a rear. Get this one right in here and slow it down some. Let's look at that one more time. So he pretty much goes grill to bumper. Right in here, he gets back in tight. You see the RPMs there. He's not really goosing it. He just he lets off a little bit there. Still letting off some. Keeps that wheel cut left, and winds up just being enough for him to slip in on that inside and take the win.
You didn't even give me a chance.
But that's racing, unfortunately.
That's not racing. We could have went to the outside, bud. I wait 100 laps and you just don't lift until I move off the bottom. Like, come on.
Final results there. Justin Harrison, the 7 machine, takes the win on that one.
Josh, you want to check Brent Thompson on the lap off the turn 2 with me?
Final standings there. Justin Harrison first place, Zachary Audit in second, Dustin Spates in third,
Yeah,
Andrew Ziegler in
I'm
fourth,
rewinding all the way back now.
Stephen Gall in fifth, Kyle Simmons seventh, Kyle Simmons in
And Josh,
sixth,
can you just take a look
Brent
at the lap
Thompson in
I'm trying to
seventh,
keep my
Chris
cool
Shriver
here.
in eighth, Mark Chapman in ninth, and Braden Drury in 10th, 11th place Ricky. Final results. Let's take a moment and get those current points up after the conclusion of this race. My apologies. I forgot we had to reboot a few things here.
Just frustrated. I know this league can be better than what we are, guys.
See what we got here. Kyle Simmons now still leading with 167 points. No position change there. Zachary Audit with 165, so just 2 points behind Kyle. Brent Thompson with 159. No position change there. Chris Shriver moves up a position to 144 points. Stephen Gall moves up 2 positions to 5th in the standings with 133. Ricky in the 11 drops down 2 positions to 6th. Aaron Vogt in 7th place, dropping down 1 position with 110 points. Gunnar Fix has not changed. He has 81 points. He was absent for tonight's race. Justin Harris moves up 4 positions with 75 points now. Dustin Spates moves up to 10th and moves up 5 positions there with 68 points. Connell Bolton drops down 2 positions with 66. And Doyle Boyd is dropping down 2 with 61 points. So that is your top 12 drivers there. Those will be the drivers we basically keep at the cutoff. That's going to be currently, if the playoffs were to happen tomorrow, that's who you'd be looking at being in the playoffs. So not a bad top 12 there. Couple of newbies, quite a bit of experience there. So I feel like that's a pretty good mix. Go ahead and take those points down. And we hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. Again, we will be live again this Saturday for the Truck Series as they head out at 2 p.m. to do qualifying. We will have that action and coverage for you, followed by the 2 dual races later in the evening at Daytona, 25 laps apiece. So don't miss out on
Chris,
that.
You said the 45, correct?
And as always, we thank you guys for joining us and hope y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Look forward to seeing you this weekend.